This is Seahawks Today. I am your host, Will Ortner, and we have to dive into the latest news and rumors around offensive coordinator Klint Kubiak because we just got a bombshell report that Kubiak is going to be interviewing for a multitude of different head coaching jobs in the National Football League for the second time. That does mean, in fact, that Kubiak will be a finalist, and he is able to do and conduct those interviews right now with those teams because, well, as a coach in the Super Bowl, you do get a period where you can go in and do second interviews. Very clear that the Cardinals and Las Vegas Raiders really want Kubiak. So I ask the question to you right now. Will Klint Kubiak be the coach in Seattle on the offensive coordinator position in 2026? Feel free to let me know down below in the comment section. But right now, I'll tell you what, I feel a lot more confident after this video. So the scheduled second interviews that Kubiak has is with the Arizona Cardinals and the Las Vegas Raiders. It is clear that both teams are really taking their time. They're doing their due diligence because they want to make sure that they get the best coaching candidate possible. And as more and more jobs get filled, Kubiak becomes a much more hot commodity. There was kind of a hope in Seattle that the more that the Seahawks won, Kubiak would end up being someone that teams didn't want to be patient for. Unfortunately, it does look like two teams are going to be patient for him. What I'm not going to be patient about is winning, and that's here on Chat Sports by getting more subscribers than Patriots Today. We are still just behind Patriots Today, and I've heard enough of Patriots host Brett Alper running around Chat Sports Studio saying, we're winning, we're winning. I don't care about that. So if you have a friend that isn't subscribed to the channel or you yourself are not subscribed to the channel, hit that sub button. We are growing rapidly right now at Chat Sports. And the bigger of a channel that we get, the more fun content that we get to do. So make sure you hit that sub button. We have a lot of really fun content planned for you guys next week that you're going to miss if you don't subscribe. So a couple of weeks ago, Josina Anderson had posted this kind of cryptic tweet, and I thought it was fascinating. And I want to make sure that I bring it up here again. Additionally, there is one hot coach in the conference championship round tomorrow who at league sources says has at least been heard contemplating potentially returning to his team with some of the remaining openings viewed as not attractive. Now, this is back when the Buffalo job was still open, but it was very clear that there is a conversation around one of these hot commodities that they didn't necessarily want to leave where they were at if it meant that there was a better job being an offensive coordinator, aka they don't want to take a bad dead-end head coaching job just to be back as a coordinator again. To me, it seems like Klint Kubiak very easily and very clearly could fall into that category and be that person because of how much success that he has had in Seattle and the trajectory that Seattle is on as opposed to the two jobs that are clearly still interested in him. Tony Pauline of Essentially Sports had this to say. The sense I'm getting is that he would likely return to Seattle rather than take the head coaching job with Arizona, unless they somehow blow him away with an amazing offer. The Cardinals are not a very desirable job for anyone. Bombshell! The Cardinals suck. Not really, but the bombshell is that Klint Kubiak would rather stay an offensive coordinator, potentially, unless the Cardinals absolutely blow him away, because it's a much better job and it could lead to him getting a better job in next year's head coaching cycle. We saw Ben Johnson do this when he was the offensive coordinator with the Detroit Lions. In fact, I think it was a brilliant move by Johnson because he ended up getting to go to Chicago, a place that he kind of handpicked. He gets to be with a quarterback that, again, he kind of handpicked. And now you're seeing success there in Chicago. And while I don't know if it was the most replicable year, right? I don't know if they can repeat the same success the way that the Bears won a lot this season just because so many games were close. He put himself, Johnson that is, in the best position to succeed. I believe that Kubiak is going to want to do the same thing. I'm going to get more into why that Cardinals job sucks in just a moment, but I got to talk to you about the t-shirt that I've got on right now. Mob Mentality. Only $34.99 over at chatsports.com. You can have the black shirt like I do, or you can grab the navy. We are in a sales battle right now with Patriots Today. And unfortunately, Patriots Today, they are ahead of us still. Obviously, some numbers have come in today, so I don't want to use the same graphic from this morning. But I'll tell you right now, we need to catch up to the Patriots. I've had enough of the massholes coming in telling us how great they are. No, no, no. The PNW, we show out. So grab your Mob Mentality t-shirt today. Here are the issues that the Cardinals have that basically makes them a spot that nobody wants to work with. They have no quarterback right now. A couple of years ago, it seemed like the Cardinals not only had found a quarterback that was going to lead them to success, but to a lot of success in a franchise quarterback. The problem is that Kyler Murray isn't good. That's really all I have to say on it. We've seen him for long enough in Seattle playing against the Cardinals twice a year that we know Murray just isn't the guy. It wasn't necessarily Jonathan Gannon, although he had his issues as well. But to sit here and say that Kyler Murray is a franchise quarterback, that would be wrong. It seems pretty clear that the Cardinals are going to move on from him. So what you're saying is whoever this new head coach is going to be, they will get to handpick their choice of quarterback. But wait. The NFL draft this year, there's one good quarterback, Fernando Mendoza, and then it's Ty Simpson. Do you really want to take Ty Simpson? Probably not. So then are you going to overpay for someone in free agency? Well, who's the best quarterback in free agency? It's Kyler Murray, more than likely. So if you don't want to pay for Kyler Murray since he's already on your team and you want to get rid of him, and you don't really have a position to draft a guy, you have no quarterback. So why would anyone want to go there? So you could have Jacoby Brissett start the majority of your games again? Didn't work out too well the last season. Next, you have cheap owners. The ownership group there in Arizona just frankly isn't very good. They don't want to spend a ton of money, and they kind of view that franchise as what a lot of baseball owners do, which is essentially the more that we just exist as the owners, the more money we are going to make. We just kind of have to show up, and that money's going to go our way. Barry Shuck had this to say on Yahoo Sports on that basically exact same kind of deal. Jonathan Gannon was at the bottom level of coaching salaries during his 3 years at approximately $5 million a year. That is clearly at the bottom end. Andy Reid of the Kansas City Chiefs makes $20 million a year. It's not like the salaries are even close. Now, obviously, Gannon's not going to make Andy Reid money. Andy Reid's won a multitude of Super Bowls. But the fact that they don't really want to pay their head coach in Arizona or the rest of the coaching staff means that, well, a lot of coaches and good coaches do not want to go there. Kubiak at this point, I believe, can kind of set his price. I'm the hot commodity. You need to hire me, or else you're going to have to go with someone that is your fourth or fifth choice because everyone else who's halfway decent or proven has already taken a job. So you're going to have to pay me, and you're going to have to pay my staff. And I don't know that the Arizona Cardinals are going to be willing to do that. So to me, makes it pretty clear that Kubiak isn't going to want to go there. I want you guys to predict it right now in the comment section. Where will Klint Kubiak be a coach at next season? Is he going to be the OC in Seattle? Is he going to be in Las Vegas with the Raiders? Or is he going to be in Arizona with the Cardinals? Cardinals, he'd be a head coach. You think that's what's going to happen? Type ARI. You think he's going to be in Las Vegas? Type LV down below in the comment section. You think he's going to be our offensive coordinator? Type SEA. Let me know your opinion down below. We're going to get into more on what's going on with Klint Kubiak here in just a second, kind of breaking down the final little pieces of the Cardinals job as well as talking about the Las Vegas Raiders job. But before we do that, I need to let you know about my good friends over at Rocket Money because I got some vacations planned this summer. I'm very excited to go on them, and I had to set some money aside to make sure that I could do everything that I wanted when I went on that vacation. Thank goodness I found Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has helped me track my subscriptions, and they ended up finding out that I was double paying for a couple of streaming services. We were able to cancel those double payments, and then I actually set some money aside and started budgeting for that vacation that I'm going to take here in the summer. Rocket Money is also helping me set some spending goals each month. And what do you know? I'm able to save a little bit extra here and there. And I take that extra saved money and I put it into that budget for that vacation. So I end up not ending up hurting myself. Thank you so much to Rocket Money. I really appreciate all of their help. Let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/SeahawksChat. That's rocketmoney.com/SeahawksChat. rocketmoney.com/SeahawksChat. The last issue that the Arizona Cardinals face is that they are in the most difficult division in all of football right now. When you look at the best three teams in the NFC, you can make an argument that 1, 2, 3 is Seahawks, Los Angeles Rams, San Francisco 49ers. That is a brutal division. You're telling me I've got 6 games against the 3 best, at worst, 3 of the 4 best teams in the NFC? How are you supposed to win in this division? How are you supposed to be a team that gets into the postseason? The Cardinals don't just have a quarterback issue, but that is the most glaring. Their defense isn't great. They can't run the football. There's no stars on the outside. You don't have a single player that you're looking at like, well, maybe he'll turn this franchise around and help us. And you're telling me that our offensive coordinator that just saw the talent on that roster in a couple of games this season is going to go and take that job? No freaking way. The job is horrible. It's horrible. I'm barely scratching the surface when I go through the issues with the Arizona Cardinals. I haven't dove into the roster construction. I haven't dove into the different players that have not panned out. I'm looking right at you, Maserati Marv. When you look at the Arizona Cardinals, there's no reason to take that job other than you want to be able to tell everybody that you were a National Football League head coach. If I'm Klint Kubiak, I'm the it candidate. I'm the guy's guy. Why would I take that job? Plus, you'd have a bunch of guys in Seattle that would want to get a little bit of payback on your team 2 times a year that you play them. No freaking thank you. Now, let's look at the Las Vegas Raiders job because I've been told that it's a fairly decent job. I would disagree personally. I think when you look at the Las Vegas Raiders head coaching job, it is one of those spots where while there are some good things about it, and hey, yes, it would be nice to be a head coach, to me, it's another spot where Kubiak can go in and set his demands, and if the Raiders don't meet every single one of those demands, then why would he go there? They're a bit of a dumpster fire right now. Back to my guy, Tony Pauline, and what he had to say on Essentially Sports. The Raiders, I'm told any candidate, including Kubiak, must be comfortable with minority owner and future Hall of Famer Tom Brady looking over their shoulder and potentially second-guessing decisions. Why would I want to coach in Las Vegas if I am Klint Kubiak then? Why would I want to go somewhere where, again, while the AFC West isn't as strong of a division as the NFC West, it's a pretty damn strong division. Just think about it. Kansas City Chiefs, Andy Reid, and Patrick Mahomes, they are the best team over the last 10 years in the National Football League. You're looking at the LA Chargers, they get better by the day. Jim Harbaugh wins everywhere he goes. Justin Herbert, that's a pretty darn good quarterback. Oh, by the way, they just got the best offensive mind in the National Football League in Mike Macdonald. The defense is only going to get stronger. If they nail that DC position, they might end up being a favorite to win next year's Super Bowl. Oh, and by the way, the other team in that division is the Denver Broncos, and they just got to the AFC Championship game. Frankly, they might be the team that the Seahawks were playing in the Super Bowl if Bo Nix doesn't go in and have a horrific ankle injury. So when you look at the AFC West, it's not like it's an easier division. You have a guy at quarterback in Geno Smith that you don't trust. Now, you are going to be able to go out and get Fernando Mendoza if you so choose. So, okay, maybe you have your quarterback of the future, but it's not like the offensive line there is good. You're going to have to rebuild the confidence of Ashton Genty. You got Max Crosby, but everyone else on that defense sucks. It's not a good job. Plus, you got to deal with Mark Davis, who, this is the opposite of the Cardinals. He doesn't have the money. He's not nearly as liquid as a lot of the other owners in these situations. So there is a cheapness factor that still has to happen. You're in Las Vegas, so how much do people really care? It just isn't that good of a job. Plus, you're going to get a ton of scrutiny from the silver and black that I frankly don't think that you necessarily deserve. So if I'm Klint Kubiak, the way that I look at all this, if Vegas doesn't hit my number, I'm not taking the job, and I'm making it be a number that is astronomical. They better meet my demands for my salary. They better meet my demands for my coaches' salaries. They better meet my demands for free agent spending. They have to do all of these things just to get me to stay in the building. And if they don't, why would I take that job if I'm Klint Kubiak? I need to know down below in the comment section, what's your favorite food you like to eat during the big game? Obviously, we're getting pretty darn close to that special Sunday. So let me know down below in the comment section, what is your favorite food to eat? I know that producer Searle loves the Buffalo Ranch dip. I think I'm closing in on that. Or I'll tell you what, I do like some little sliders as well, because it makes you feel like you're being a little bit healthier when you start mowing down on those guys. But then you end up eating like 40 of them, and then that's its own issue, right? We just gave you the latest news on what's going on with offensive coordinator Klint Kubiak. And frankly, I do think he ends up staying in Seattle. And he's going to help us win on Super Bowl Sunday. Help us win here at Chat Sports. Come on in, hit that subscribe button. Do not miss out on your opportunity to come in and smash that thumbs up button as well as smashing that subscribe button. We can't let Patriots Today come out here and beat us. We have to be better than they are. Thank you guys so much for viewing today's video, and I'll catch you guys next time.